this data science class. All right. So um I want everybody to have a very open mind. Okay. So I'm sure some people are just some of you are probably you already have experience with data science already. Why some people okay, so I just got a message that some people will be waiting for the uploaded video. Okay, no problem. All right, so yeah, so some people already have experience with data science, maybe. Why some of you don't have experience at all. So no problem, we're going to start with the basics. Okay. But there's a disclaimer. All right. So the disclaimer is you can't know everything in a month. All right. So data science is a very broad career path in the data space. All right. It's a very broad career path, to be honest. Okay. And I mean, for most people, all right, it takes like like 6 months and above, to at least be job ready. Okay. So what we do here in this Brightflare Technologies program is that I'll be introducing you to the basics, the foundational concepts. So it's something that you can actually like build upon. All right. And then also the tools that we'll be using, what data science is all about. All right. So basically the basic, all right, everything, the foundational concepts. I'll be introducing them to you. Okay. So before I go into everything, so I would love to introduce myself. Okay. So my name is Samuel Shaibu. Okay, so I'm a data scientist and a data analyst. All right. So currently um, I work with I work with Data Camp as a data science content writer. All right. So I'm very sure some of you are familiar with Data Camp. So some of the articles, the tutorials you see, I create some of them, all right, for data science and data analysis. And I also work with Sino International as a data analyst. Okay, so yes. So and also previously I've worked with Go My Code as a data science instructor too. So I kind of like I'm familiar with the whole ed tech industry. I know what it means, for students to start up their career path or to transition from a different career entirely. All right, so that's it basically about me, and I will be your tutor for this program. All right, so please let's make this very enjoyable for every one of us. All right, so I promise to make this very simple and interactive as possible. All right, so if you have any questions, don't worry. I'm going to have a Q&A session. Okay, so you can write them down. Okay, probably you already have a mindset already before coming. All right, and you want like you want clarity. So please write them down. At the end of this session, we'll be talking about them. Okay. And yeah, so you don't have to worry. This class is a very introductory class. Okay, so you don't have to worry. All right, it's the basics. We're not writing codes, no Python, no SQL, nothing like that. Okay. So one step at a time. So we just talk about the basics. All right, the concept. So don't worry, this is going to be a very fun class. All right, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay. So yeah, let's start. So also before I continue, at the end of this class, I will share probably through the admin, I will share some resources. So a PDF that summarizes this class, I will share it with you guys so that during the week you can go through them and prepare for the next. Okay. All right. So basically, we'll be looking at the introduction to data science. Okay. So I think the first thing, all right, that we need to understand is what data science is. Okay. I'm very sure a lot of people probably, I mean, data science sounds cool. Okay. I mean, you want to be a data scientist, all right, but you don't really know what it entails to be a data scientist, all right. So in simple terms, all right, data science is when you bring together computer science, analysis, okay, and your niche. Let me try to explain. Okay, but I don't want to give you a definition, a generic definition, and just go. Okay, so data science basically entails your programming skills. Okay, so yeah, in this case, Python, R, whatever it is, your analytical skills. Okay, how can you think about solutions? How can you try to solve a problem? And then your niche. Okay, so in data science is so broad. All right, so it's applicable in the fintech industry, applicable in education, applicable in oil and gas. All right, so when you can bring all these three major concepts together, that is what data science. So yeah, definition I have here is what data science is a dynamic and fast evolving field. Okay. And it's an interdisciplinary field that combines statistics, computer science, and domain expertise. All right, can you see that? So data science basically, combines these three. So they're very major, guys. Please let's take note of this. Statistics. So I'm very sure that some of you are already writing it down. So at the end of this class, some people might decide, that okay, this is for me. All right. So data science is an disciplinary field that combines statistics, okay, computer science, and domain expertise to extract meaningful insights from your data. Okay, so basically what we work with is data. All right, so data is like our fuel in the data space. So as a data scientist, all right, it's expected of you to understand statistics. All right, so basic concept of statistics, what median is, what mode is, probability, hypothesis testing. Can you guys see it? Okay, all those things, all right. And then combining with computer science, that's basically, okay, computer science encompasses programming, mathematics, okay? And then your domain expertise. Okay, let's say you have background in banking, in finance. So now you are combining finance with statistics and with computer science. So when you can just bring these three together and fuse them together, that's what data science is. Okay. So in data science, we leverage stuff like machine learning. I'm very sure some of you have know what machine learning is. Okay, but if you don't know what machine learning is basically you trying to understand the pattern in your data to predict. All right. Like now, we are familiar with ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT is a good example of AI, machine learning. All right. So it's a large language model. So I'm very sure that some of you are very intrigued with the idea of ChatGPT, all those things. All right, so data science is like a good foundation for you to actually achieve those things. Okay. So, oh, my screen. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be sharing the resources. So like I said, I'll be sharing the resources, with you guys later this week. Okay. All right. So yes. Okay, but let me just share this particular lifestyle. Okay. All right. So yes. So so now let's look at data science lifestyle. All right, data science lifestyle. So this is very important. Okay, like I said, I've already explained what data science is. All right. Data science basically, okay, is bringing these three major things together: statistics, computer science, and your domain expertise. But now, what does it entail to be a data scientist? Now, you're a data scientist and you're working for a firm. All right. So what are the things that is expected of you? Okay. So now the first thing is you have to understand the business. Okay. So when you're given a task as a data scientist, the first thing that comes to your mind is, okay, what are the relevant questions? Now I get to ask the relevant questions, and then you start defining your objectives. This is very important. Guys, a lot of people that are in the data science industry don't really like know this because they just jump into it, all right, and they just start writing codes. Codes are very important. I mean, that's how you get to develop your solutions. But you have to follow this life cycle, okay, so you don't miss it. Are you guys following? So you have to start with understanding. Okay, you're asked to build a machine learning model. So let me put this simple scenario. Okay, so I was in a situation. I think I was working. Um, I work on a project with some of my team members. All right, and we are asked um build a machine learning model that predicts um survey entries. So the company I work with, basically, we basically work with surveys. All right, and we do a lot of machine learning models. We deploy a lot. Okay, so the first thing that in that case is to understand, okay, what what does this really entail? What are we trying to solve here? What is the problem? What are the objectives? Okay, it's very important. Okay, so you have to, that's the first thing you have to look at. Okay, business understanding. So you ask relevant questions. In the data science industry, we ask a lot of questions. There is no dumb question, guys. No dumb questions. You ask a lot of questions, and then you start to now gather your data. That's data mining. Data mining is basically when you've already like asked your questions and you already have an understanding of what you're asked to do. Then you start sourcing for data to solve that problem. Are you guys following? You see that transition, all right? So you gather your data, you scrape your data, you source for your data, all right? And then you start to clean. Okay. So if you can understand this life cycle very well, guys, trust me, you're already like you've understand like 10%, all right, of what it entails to be a data scientist. Okay. So you on the business understanding, data mining, all right. Then you clean the data. Okay, that's data cleaning. You clean the data. And then all these things we're going to do them in Python. There's no problem about it. Okay. And then you explore your data exploration. Okay. Now this is basically like investigation. All right. Data analysts spend more time doing this. Okay. Later on, I'm going to explain differences between data analysis and data science. I'm very sure a lot of people are very confused. What is the difference between data science and data analysis? No problem. I'm going to explain that. Okay. So then you explore your data, you visualize your data, and then there's what we call feature engineering. Feature engineering basically means, okay, I want to predict that I want to predict iframe for tomorrow. So I'm not sure. Okay. I'm working for an aviation company. And then for us to make sure that our airplanes, all right, we fly in good condition, we land in good condition, we have to know what the weather is talking about. All right. So, and the most important thing is, okay, what is going to be the weather condition? Is it going to rain tomorrow or not? Okay. So now the first thing that you do in this case is after gathering your data, you've explored your data, you've cleaned it. Then you look at the columns. Have you guys seen an Excel sheet before? All right, if you've seen an Excel sheet before, okay, you see that there are columns, all right, in the Excel sheet. And then in data science, not all information are useful. Are you guys following? Not all information are useful. So you look at it very well. Then you be like, okay, this particular column is not useful. Then you delete it. That's basically feature engineering. So feature engineering basically means all the important features, all the important columns, you keep them. The meaningful ones, you keep them. All right. And the ones that are not important, are not useful, you delete them. So there's a way we use Python to do all those things. When we get to that stage, we'll look at it. All right. And then you start building your machine learning model. Then you visualize and then you communicate. All right. So before I move forward, I want you guys to please take note of this life cycle. All right. I'm going to ask you questions. All right. So please take note of this. Business understanding, data mining, data cleaning. All right. Data exploration. We have feature engineering, predictive modeling, and we have data visualization. A very important thing that we probably don't put into consideration, especially in the tech industry, is soft skills like communication. As data scientists, you can be called upon to present your insights, to communicate your insights to stakeholders. I mean, when I started my learning career, it was just all about writing codes, okay, for me, writing codes and all that. I never knew at the point I was going to be presenting to like stakeholders and shareholders, basically. All right. So it's very important because you're going to communicate your findings, your insights that you're getting. You're going to communicate them, all right, to your team members, to your bosses. All right. So it's very important. Communication skills is very important. Okay. And yes, so that we have that. And then we also have let's so what one important thing too that you also look at is I'm very sure in this meeting we have guys from different backgrounds. All right. We have guys from different backgrounds. So I'm going to do something very interesting. So so that we don't distract ourselves. So in the chat section, so you can just put your name and where you're transitioning from. Probably you are in the but if you're a student, you can put that you're a student, and you can also put probably the course you're studying. If you're working, you can put the industry where you're working at because I want to drive. I'm driving at something. So please put your name, write your name and um your career. So for me, I'll just put Samuel. All right. Okay, I've been getting questions from this. Okay, so Olakule said, is the domain expertise um of data science very important? Okay, this is a very good question, guys. Okay, so they are what we call the specialists and the generalists. Okay, we're going to talk about that later. That's a good question. Thank you, Olakule. Very, very good question. Okay, so I'll put Samuel and so I was an engineer. Okay, don't judge me, guys. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right, so please let's put our names and your background. Okay, so we have Rebecca. Okay, sorry, we have Joshua. Joshua is a procurement officer. Nice to meet you, Joshua. We have Shay. Shay Emmanuel, please provide your background, please. Could be anything. Kule, software engineer. Nice to meet you, Kule. We have Rebecca, student of engineering lag, metallurgical and materials engineering. Oh, okay. Nice, nice, nice to meet you. We have a consular computer science. We have Anoluwapo. Good. Please, Anu, please provide your background, please. Then we have Okikechuku, education. Emmanuel, theater and media arts. Nice to meet you. We have Asu Karim, public health. Nice, nice. Reminds me of a friend. He's a doctor, but he's data analyst. All right. So he's no more doing the Hippocratic stuff anymore. Interesting. We have Victoria, project manager. Nice to meet you, Victoria. Victoria will say, okay, okay. We have Akolade, BI analyst. Oh, good. That means you have knowledge already. Nice, nice. We have Anodo Akpo, Futa. Please just provide your course here. Provide the course you are studying, Futa. Education. Okay, okay, yes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for responding. Okay. So basically, what's the essence of this is okay to know each other and also to drive at something. So regardless of where you're coming from, guys, engineering, banking, public admin, engineering, mass communication, theater, there is always a place for data scientists. Trust me, guys. All right, a place for data scientists. Okay, when I was in university, I finished from University of Ibadan, mechanical engineering. And when I was in university, I was already in the data space already, right? I was already working on projects. I was already a data scientist. I intentionally chose my project was something that that is engineering related. So if you are working in theater, for example, there's always a place for data science because in as much that there's data, if there's data, there's a room for you. And there is no place where there's no data, guys. All right. So yes, HR admin, data analyst, good. So regardless of your career path, regardless of where you're coming from, guys, okay, there's a room for you. So there are crucial industries where data science are very pronounced. We have the finance industry. Okay, we have the healthcare industry. Healthcare is a very major thing. All right. So doctors, yeah, I saw something like public health admin or stuff like that. So data scientists are really needed in those areas. We have marketing, we have transportation. Okay, so very, very important, guys. Okay. So I think I have them here. Oh yeah, nice, nice, nice. I have them here. Okay, so look at it, finance, healthcare, marketing, transportation. So look at finance now, fraud detection. All right, I've worked on a similar project like that. Do a lot of fraud detection. All right, risk assessment. That, I mean, they sound very interesting, right? Very interesting project, guys. Okay, something that, I'm just trying to like stimulate everybody on this call. All right, everybody that's going to be watching this video to see the importance of of data science and how crucial it is, whatever the career path you're coming from. All right, healthcare, disease prediction, diagnosis, marketing too. Okay, so there are a lot, a whole lot of stuff. So basically, that's it, guys. So that's it for data science. Okay, so look at the lot already. We looked at what data science is, the life cycle, and the crucial roles. Okay, so before I move to the next part, which is key concepts. So please, if you have a question, you can start dropping them. All right, I don't want to wait to the end for Q&A. All right, so I don't want to bombard you guys with too much information, so we'll take it one step at a time. So you can just drop it in the chat section if you have any question. So I'll go to Olakule's question. So he said, is the domain expertise aspect of data science very important or can be picked up, okay, based on the project? So I would say it's very important. All right, it's very important. But there's a caveat. Okay. So the thing is, it's fine for you to be a generalist. You do all the projects. You work on finance data, you work on healthcare data, you work on energy data. But the thing is, there's a point you get in your career that you have to specialize. Okay. So this question is a common argument in data space. People will make an argument for, oh, if you specialize, you're shortchanging yourself. You don't have access to other projects. So let's imagine I'm specialized in energy now. I can't work in the tech industry. I can't work in earth, stuff like that. That's a very good argument. All right. But guys, let me put it to you. All right. There's a level that you will get to. All right. That you have to specialize. For starters, work on all projects. Are you guys following? Work on all projects. So if you find the finance data, work on it. Healthcare data, work on it. I mean, you're just starting your career, your learning journey. So work on all projects, guys. Are you guys fine? Work on all projects. Don't discriminate. Don't say, oh, I don't have. I mean, try to understand what the data is talking about and work on those projects. But they will get to a level where you have to specialize. Okay. So I mean that's when you're moving up the rank. I guess for it. So it's not a yes or no question, basically. It depends on the level you find yourself. By this level, be a generalist. Okay. Be a generalist, work on all projects, guys. Okay. So that is it for me. I hope you understand, luckily. Okay. What is data exactly? Okay, thank you, Yukon. So what is data? In layman language, they are facts, raw facts. What I'm seeing right now, guys, is data. It's not you see Excel spreadsheet or you see X and Y, all those things. What I'm seeing right now is data. But that's what we're going to right now, okay? Otherwise, data is raw facts. Raw. Something that might not make sense, but it's a fact. Are you guys following? It's just something that I'm saying now. Now I'm saying stuff, right? This is data. Yeah, I'm saying data. So now I'm saying stuff. This is data. What I'm sharing with you guys, this Word document is data. Okay, they are raw facts. So now that there's data, there's a space for you as a data scientist. Okay. Any other question? One more question before we move to the next section. One more question. One more question. Okay. Okay. So okay, no question. All right. So guys, let's move to types of data. So you consider already like launched us to the next section of this. All right. So I mean types of data. This is very important, guys. Types of data because um in the data science space, in the data industry generally, we work on different types of data. The data could be structured, all right, and could be unstructured. So the question now is, what are structured data and what are unstructured data? So basically, structured data are data that are organized in rows and columns. So a lot of people struggle with what's the difference between rows and columns. So your horizontal is rows, the vertical is column. All right, so please don't forget. Because I know most of us grew up with the fact that, okay, make a straight line, form a straight row. That is very wrong. So the row is horizontal, column is vertical. So your structured data is organized in that format. So you have rows, and then you have columns. Okay. And a good example is spreadsheets. Okay. So your Excel spreadsheet is structured data. Then your database, okay, structured data. Okay. This Word document I'm sharing with you guys is not structured, it's unstructured. There is no row, there's no column. I'm just writing stuff. All right. So unstructured data are basically like texts, your tweets, all right, on X, your Instagram captions, your LinkedIn posts that is saying stuff like, I wish to, I'm delighted to announce that I got this thing. All right, so they are unstructured data, okay? Images that you have on your phone, your pictures, your selfies, your videos, if you make content, all those things, they are unstructured data, okay? Social media posts, because all those things did not follow a format. All right, so they are unstructured data. That is basically. All right, so under data, we have structured and unstructured data. Okay, so in data science, we work mostly with structured data. Okay, so I mean, work mostly with structured data. Basically, we're trying to get insights from this data. Okay, we work mostly with it. Okay. Um, So I have this, so I'm going to attach this link. So it's a W3 schools link. Okay, guys, I'm going to be ending in 10 minutes. All right, so no problem. So then we are going to join and then we'll continue our class very soon. So, but let's continue. So I want you guys to check this, so so you can just check this link. So basically it's for W3 schools, all right? It explains what data is. So for any consular, all right, in case you want to know more about what data is. Okay, so that is it. It's a collection of information. So we have unstructured data, all right, we have structured data and all that. Okay, so now we also have data sources. All right, if you remember in the life cycle I was talking about, okay, so yeah, let's come back to this life cycle. All right, under data mining, you gather and scrape data from your sources. So now the question now is, where do we gather the data from? Okay, so we have different sources. So your data sources will be from your database. All right, so we'll be looking at different databases. All right, APIs, CSV file, web scraping, So we have different data sources, guys. All right, so we have different data sources. Okay, and then also, I'm going to jump this part, okay, because it's going to be too much of information right now. So machine learning and traditional analytics, we'll talk about that probably later in another class. Okay. So I don't want to start talking about machine learning at all in this class so that we don't get overwhelmed. Okay. But yeah, so a very important part, guys, please. So this class is an introductory class. I mean, I'll be talking. In our subsequent classes, it's going to be more of you guys doing and you guys talking because it's going to be more interactive than this. All right. So yes, the tools that we'll be using. So please take note of this. You can take a picture, screenshots, or if you can just write them down, please write them down. So we won't be using all the tools here. So please take note of this I'll be mentioning now. All right, so we're using Python and SQL, the programming languages. Okay, Python and SQL. All right. So for data analysis and visualization, we'll be using Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. So you see these first three. Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn, they are Python libraries. We'll talk about them, don't worry. Don't be scared, guys. I'm very sure some people are like, what have I entered? You've not entered anything, don't worry. Don't be scared, all right? So Python, SQL, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. Then for machine learning libraries, we talk about sklearn, that is scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras. Don't worry. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Don't bother about this for now. All right. So we won't be looking at big data and cloud computing for this. All right. We won't be looking at that. Okay. But there's something worth mentioning. Okay. So please take note of this. All right. Please take note of this. Okay. All right. So this is my favorite part of this class. All right. I've said a lot of stuff, guys. I mean, from data science to the life cycle to all these things, a lot of rubbish. Okay, I have a comment. Okay. What IDE do I recommend? VS Code. All right, so VS Code, please. VS Code is very simple. If you can use Google Colab. Let's say if you have a laptop and your laptop is not so good, can use Google Colab. Google Colab is an online platform provided by Google for you to, to use. Google Colab is very good. All right. Or so VS Code, Google Colab. They're very good. All right. So please take note of this. Thank you very much, Olakule, for the question. All right. So this is very important part. I've mentioned this already, but I want to reiterate. 6 steps of data science. All right. First is ask questions. All right. Then you prepare, you collect your data, you clean your data, you structure the data. Then you also this is very important because I recently just finished the program. See, guys, we all learn every day. All right. We learn every time. I mean, this is probably my 5th year in the data space, right? And I still take some courses that are very important. So I just finished a Turing College program recently. And these 6 steps really helped me in some of my projects. These 6 steps, following them is very important, guys. Ask questions. Always ask questions. All right. See, I'm asking questions. Don't assume. If you assume in the data industry, people will die because of you. I'm smiling, but I'm not smiling at the same time. Yes, you can download Anaconda. So Anaconda has VS Code. Yes, Anaconda has VS Code. Okay. So please ask questions, especially if you are working in the health industry and data scientist. Don't assume, don't go and kill somebody. All right. Ask questions, prepare the data, collect data, clean the data, structure the data. Okay. And then you perform your exploratory analysis. So these things, I mean, that's sounding very foreign. Don't worry, we're going to do everything. Perform exploratory analysis, feature engineering, okay? Then machine learning, that is you analyze the data, you visualize, and then you deploy your models, okay? So please take note of all these things. Is Cargo a good app for coding? Yes. So don't worry, guys. I will share resources with everybody. I will share all the resources that you will need. I have a roadmap for everybody that will help you in this journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. All right. So please, we're going to take this one step at a time. Cargo is very, very good. All right, it's very good for coding. Yes, very, very good. Okay. So now, I'm going to be honest. So please, some people, be honest with yourself. Some people, with what I've said so far, you're asking yourself, is this data science meant for me? I know. So please, this is very important. All right. I know this is something people don't want to really hear, but data science is not for everybody. See, I'm not smiling now. I'm actually being serious. It's not for everybody, okay? Because there's some things that you need to be comfortable with for it to actually be successful. Because I've been in the tech industry, I've worked with students. I was in Go My Quest as data science instructor. And I've had to speak with some of my students and I'll tell them that, okay, Alpha, this thing, sure you don't understand them. Because I don't like, I feel bad when I see people spend a lot of money and time in something that they're not enjoying. Okay. We have a lot of courses, a program in Brightflare technologies. We have a lot of programs in Brightflare technologies. So please, guys, I'm going to be talking about the roles in the data industry. So anyone that you feel comfortable about, please note them down and please listen very well. Okay, very important. If you're not cut out for data science, the data analysis, all right, please, very important one. Because I don't want to waste anybody's time. All right, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Okay, now, different roles in data. So we have data analyst, we have the data analyst, we have the data scientist, we have the machine learning engineer. Okay, because it's going to end very soon, but before it ends, let's just continue. We have the machine learning engineer, we have the data engineer, and we have the business intelligence analyst. Okay. So now the question now is, what are their roles? Okay. So with these roles now, you ask yourself, is this something I can do? Are you guys following? So look at data analysts. They work with structured data, SQL, and visualization tools. They also work with Python sometimes, but not all the time. All right. So I'm working as data analyst, I'm working as data scientist. I know the difference. Are you guys following? So for data analyst, it's mostly SQL, write queries, and then they visualize. So those reports you see on LinkedIn and on Twitter, people are sharing, oh, I visualize this, looking so nice. Data analysis, they do them. Okay. So you visualize, if you like all those things, you know what to do. All right, I won't tell you what to do. Then we have data scientists. Data scientists, they do the amazing, the sweet stuff like building machine learning models. All right. I'm working with big data. All these AI models, LLM, ChatGPT. Data science is like the bedrock. So if you're interested in stuff like that, then you are in the right place. Okay. Then we have machine learning engineer. We deploy models. And then they also deploy models. So the models that are being built by data scientists.